Shalom. I am Bettina Jenkins. That is the name of my certificate of birth. Most people know me as Israel, and my name is actually Barua Israel. And I did so much studying on the Church of Scientology till I'm sick. I found that the Church of Scientology uses techniques like the CIA, the FBI, and any other intelligence office. And do my studies, I wrote down some things because I'm not a speaker. I don't speak that well. I am a thinker, so I wrote down some things that actually lets me know that Scientology uses the same techniques on those in Scientology and outside of Scientology. These techniques are also used on targeted individuals or assets or chosen ones. There are many names, but I also found one of the ex-Scientologists. He said that Scientology called people assets. I was researching one day and on a website, and it's called Are You Targeted? On that website, it was said that it was written that we're not targeted individuals, we are assets. So putting those two together, it allows me and all my studying of Scientology to know that Scientology, Church of Scientology, are targeting me. Does that take away Carmel and Zay, aka Timothy Edward Richardson Jr.? No, it doesn't. Without Carmel, the Church of Scientology possibly could have never touched me. Before the Church of Scientology can touch a melanated man, for anyone, any of these organizations to actually touch a melanated man, there are two ways. One, they have another melanated being to help. If they don't have another melanated being to help, then the melanated being has to take on a non-melanated being as a friend or a partner, a confidant, associate, whatever. Well, I'm going to read some of what, and I think his name is Jonathan or Jonathan or something. A-T-A-C-K. Something that was said. Oh, no. I apologize. It was not Jonathan. This comes from a female who left the Church of Scientology. And this was a newspaper article that someone on YouTube actually read the newspaper article. When I went to see if I could find the newspaper article could not be found. Scientology has no boundaries, and their cruelness excludes no one. Their cruelness excludes no one. Now I have to think about that. If their cruelness does not exclude no one, then it does not exclude me either, nor you. Then it says the Church of Scientology is deceptively hidden and cleverly disguised, and it is a religion built on a foundation of violence. Before I even got there, I thought, this church is disguised as a church, but this is not a church. I mean, I haven't been to many churches. The churches I have been to, I was, asked not to come back because I asked too many questions. So I can see going to a church and you asking too many questions and the pastor cannot answer these questions in a logical way, they will just ask you to leave. But they don't take you, kidnap you, and make you do hard labor. And I don't think these other churches actually target you. Well, maybe Joe Witness. But maybe these other churches do, because all things were infiltrated by the Church of Scientology. You lose all individual identity when you are in the Church of Scientology. You lose all individual basic mind control. Your own basic ways to control your mind, you lose it. You don't have it anymore. However, I think of how many people have walked into the Church of Scientology and have just lost their own identities. And how can this happen? So many of them. And still so many of them. Even though so many have left, so many are still there. Then I was pondering on that. And I found a video where this video was recommended for me as I'm pondering on it. And it is by another guy. He's an ex from the Church of Scientology. He was there for 27 years. At the time he's speaking on this video, he'd only been gone 2 years from the Church of Scientology. He says, the people in science that get into Scientology are the most intelligent people. Which they just show us a bunch of pink people into Scientology. They hide the melanated ones. But if you do as I do and research enough, you will find the melanated ones. When he said that, I thought, so pink people are more intelligent than anyone else. But yet you're dumb enough to get your dumb ass into Scientology. And I'm so glad I'm not intelligent. An intelligent person seems to be very ignorant. Now, I can say I'm ignorant because no matter how much I know, how much I study, there's still things I don't know. Ignorant only means things you don't know. But ignorant also is like ignore. When you ignore your ignorance, someone comes, they give you information, you ignore what they're saying, you want to remain ignorant, now you're stupid. So Scientology has the most intelligent people inside Scientology, which they do deal with intelligence. Naval intelligence, CIA intelligence, FBI intelligence, even the judges are part of CIA, lawyers are part of CIA, the IRS is part of CIA. I mean, it's part of Scientology. It's part of Scientology. All these things is part of Scientology. When you go to get, say it's Thanksgiving and Christmas, they give out charity, is called charity, but actually charity does not ask for your social security card. That's true charity. It doesn't ask for your social security card, but it does need your name so that they will know whom or how many, that they served. When you go to these places and you pick up a Thanksgiving basket, a Christmas basket, even in school, or Toys for Tots and all that, even human resources and human rights, is Scientology. Scientology says whom has a right and who doesn't have a right. Church of Scientology have so much dirt on the followers that they can't leave or they will go to jail. Now, listening to others dealing with the Church of Scientology, and I listened to this melanated guy weeks ago. He infiltrated in the 60s, the black organizations, the melanated organizations. He infiltrated them and helped them to fall. And what he said is the same thing that the Scientologists say. If they can't find any dirt on you, they will set you up. And there are Scientologists that have said this. He said he will set you up. It can be a drug deal. Or it can be if you have a sister or a brother or something, they have a file on you and your family anyway. They know your weaknesses, your strength. They know the dances you like, the music you like, the movies you like, the books you've read. They know all this shit. And they can go to someone in your family and befriend them, maybe even marry them, have babies by them, and they're getting all the information that they need from someone in your family or a friend. They're getting all this information from them on you. So they can set you up in many different ways. And then they will present this to the police, and the police, they're definitely part of Scientology. The police are definitely, and the court system are definitely part of Scientology. It's as though they fear Scientology because Scientology has a lot of money, and Scientology can put you through hell like they did the IRS. They put the IRS through total hell to the point the IRS said, okay, we give up. I guess the IRS said it was having a white flag. And they gave the Church of Scientology whatever the Church of Scientology wanted. And so have many judges and lawyers and psychiatrists. They will destroy you. The Church of Scientology will destroy you. If you've never heard of Operation Snow White, you should go and read it. Maybe then go to videos to listen to people to tell you something about it. But it's better if you read it so much that, and you will say a church doesn't do these things. This is the CIA, the FBI, the KGB, this and that, who does these things. Operation Snow White was done by the Church of Scientology, and no one has ever performed an operation like that on any country but the Church of Scientology. The Church of Scientology is for materialism and worldly things, and this is how they get people in. It's not about if you're intelligent, if you're ignorant, if you're dumb, you're stupid. It's about those who are about worldly things. Those who want to be movie stars and models and singers. They get caught up in Scientology because Scientology has all these things to offer them. So they say. Seems like all they get is a prison sentence. Also, speaking your mind in Scientology, they all said they get in trouble. They all say we will get in trouble. Like they're programmed to say we will get in trouble. I mean, is there something else to say besides we will get in trouble? But they all of them say we would get in trouble. To me, I'm 57. And if I say this to sentence, I would get in trouble, that makes me feel like I'm a child. And so to me, those in Scientology, therefore materialism rarely thinks, and they have a child's mind. They think as a child and not as an adult, and then they drag their children through it. One guy lied for Scientology, and he didn't have just one daughter to die in Scientology, he had two. But he preferred to defend the church, to take up for the church, to care more for the church than he did his two daughters. And one of his daughters was only 14 months old. In the Church of Scientology, your friends can become your worst enemies overnight. Somehow information gets disseminated about me, and people will become my enemy overnight. My mom became my enemy. I just got to talking to her on the phone. She said she was going to call me back. I waited for the call. My second daughter took that call. I didn't know it was Frankie J. When my second daughter got off the phone, she gave the phone to me. I said, well, did Frankie J call while you was on the phone? She said, that was her who called. I was talking to her. I said, really? I'm waiting for her to call me back. Oh, she said she'll call you back later. Frankie J never called me back again, nor did she ever take my call. In that case, I would say my oldest daughter was a part of that. My oldest daughter told my baby girl some stupid shit. And then my baby girl called my second daughter and told it to her, whatever it was. And my second daughter began to treat me very awful. And my second daughter is the one that, whatever it was, she told it to Frankie J. And Frankie J never spoke to me again. And that was in March of 2006. I never got a call from her. She never answered my call. So your friends will become your worst enemies overnight. When your friend becomes your enemy, don't think that now you're at odds with your friend. No, your friend can be there picking up information. This is kind of like the Truman Show. His friend since kindergarten, that was not his friend. That was his enemy. If you leave, you become a suppressive person. If you're not with the Church of Scientology, you become a suppressive person. This is why they come out and they gang stalk you the way they do. A suppressive person is also considered a criminal. Now, those in Scientology, they're all suppressive people. Even those who have escaped, they need to go to jail. Because they've all did some CIA, FBI, KGB type of shit. And they also deal with murder. They will even murder a child. And they coerce the females into getting abortions. That's a suppressive person. Then in this article, it says, the Church of Scientology, it's a gang. A gang, G-A-N-G. And they also deal with initiation rituals. Breaking your initial mind control that he'd been implanted with. Oh, someone had broke his initial mind control that he had been implanted with and installed through classes. If you break these things, then you have to go into this, it's PR something, but it's more so like prison. Where it is prison. Matter of fact, I think it's even worse than prison. So you can't break the initial mind control that's been put on you. And I was listening to a video of another target or asset or chosen one, and in there, she says, if you are a target, then you have broken the program. And I said to myself, well, I guess I broke the program because I'm heavily targeted. Heavily targeted. No one knows how targeted I am because there's no one to tell. And even when I tell someone, it's like, you know. So, when you break your initial mind control that have been implanted and instilled through the classes, you can lose your job, your family, and friends. You're on your own and you have to start over and your life is in ruins. This is what is said in the article that was written up from a female of the Church of Scientology. This is 21 minutes in. She talk like he wrote.